Grow a garden, steal a Brainrot, 99 nights in a forest. 3 of the biggest Roblox games right now, maybe ever. These games are pulling 20 million concurrent players every single event. That's more than Fortnite, CSGO, Call of Duty, probably more than any game out there. Now, you might think the reason is their simplicity. And yeah, these games are as simple gets. Growing plants, stealing patapims, or surviving 99 nights in a forest. So sure, they're easy enough for every little teammate to jump in and play. But what if I told you that's not actually the real reason these numbers are this insane? The truth goes way deeper than that. Let me explain. So you hop into Grow a Garden, expecting the usual vibe. You get your little plot, plant some seeds, water them, probably AFK and watch YouTube if you're being real. It's a chill game, everything's normal, the game's doing really well, but it's not exactly breaking the internet or anything. But then, something happens, and I mean something really absolutely mental. Suddenly, the sky starts shifting colors. Red, purple, green, like someone's having a seizure. Music starts blasting from nowhere. And then boom, Jandal's avatar spawns in as this massive giant, literally towering over the entire map. Maybe they're putting on some kind of a live show. Maybe just walking around causing absolute chaos while everyone's losing their minds. This is what they call an admin abuse event. It's their official term for when the game owners basically break their own game on purpose to create the most over-the-top spectacle possible. And here's the thing, it works. Like really works. That 1.2 million player count shoots up to 15, 18, sometimes 23 million players in the span of like an hour. Everyone, their grandmother is logging in to see what's happening. YouTubers are all making videos. They're now missing out on the views. Discords are going crazy. It's pure madness. Now, Steal a Brainrot does their own version of this chaos. You got these ritual mechanics where players can gather up the rare Brainrots, stand in specific formations around the map, and basically perform this whole ceremony. The Brainrots are flying around with these insane visual effects, crazy sounds, screen shaking, until they disappear and supposedly give you better mutation chances for future Brainrots, or I don't know. I honestly did this yesterday with one of the rarest Brainrots in the game. It's actually kind of wild to watch, I'll give him that. But here's where the real story begins. The developers of these games looked at the numbers from these events and basically had the same exact lightbulb moment.
Holy sh**. This is our infinite money glitch.
Think about it, you've got this player base that goes absolutely bonkers for anything that feels exclusive or time limited. Doesn't matter if it's actually meaningful or rare, as long as there's a countdown timer and some flashy effects. Everyone acts like the world's ending. So what do these genius developers do? They turn it into their entire game. Instead of having one big event every few months like normal games like Fortnite, they're running these things constantly. And I mean constantly. I'm pretty sure there's an event happening right now as you're watching this video. The cycle is honestly crazy in its simplicity. They announce an event, the player count explodes to 20 million, everyone freaks out, revenue goes through the roof, then the event ends, numbers drop back down to 1.2 million or something for a few days, and just when people start getting bored, bam! New event announcement. Partnering with new people. I'm not completely sure, but I honestly saw somewhere that they might be collabing with MrBeast on one of these admin abuse events in the future. And the player base, they fall for it every single time. Every event is apparently the most insane thing that's ever happened. I know you get good stuff in the game from this, but it ain't no life-changing event, let's be real. Let's be real here. Anything you get in these two games arguably impacts your life in the negative way. Every admin abuse session is treated like it's the first time anyone's ever seen a giant avatar walk around the map and sky changing colors. What really gets me is how perfectly coordinated this all is. It's definitely not a coincidence that when Grow a Garden's event winds down, Steal a Brainrot suddenly drops their next big announcement. These developers have figured out the perfect rotation to keep the entire Roblox community in a constant state of hype and anticipation. You've got little Timmys literally scheduling their life around these events.
Sorry mom, can't do homework. There's a Steal a Brainrot admin abuse event at 7 PM.
Like bro, it does not get worse than that. This game ain't that serious. And somehow this makes perfect sense to them. The community makes it so easy for these developers too. You've got people genuinely convincing themselves that standing in a circle holding virtual items while the screen flashes colors is peak entertainment. Like bro, this ain't that entertaining. I know I played this game, but I'm not having too much fun on this game. I'm just playing it for the sake of playing it. And look, I'm not judging anyone's fun, but like come on, you're getting hyped about Italian Brainrot doing some goofy animations. A meme that's probably a year old at this point, let's be real. But here's the actual genius part. This strategy makes these games basically immortal. Most Roblox games have their moment, get popular for a few months, then slowly fade away as people move on to next shiny things. But Grow a Garden and Steal a Brainrot, they've completely cracked the code. They don't need to completely innovate or add meaningful updates. They just need to change the sky color, spawn in as a giant, make some loud noises, and boom, back on top of the charts, 20 million concurrent players. It's like they found a way to manually reset their popularity whenever they want. The revenue spikes during these events are absolutely insane. We're talking 20x increases probably, sometimes even more. Normal Tuesday, maybe a few people buy one of the million things you can buy in the shop, or a private server in Steal a Brainrot. This is actually a W for Steal a Brainrot because the game doesn't actually have way too much pay to win at all. Most of their revenue probably comes from people buying private servers, because everyone does. On event days, suddenly everyone's a big spender, because they might miss out on the Rainbow Candy Blossom, or I don't even know what's the thing right now. I've stopped playing this game long ago. That's only available for the next 3 hours or something. And the items, they're literally just recolors of the same thing half the time. Same carrot, but now it's golden and exclusive. Same Brainrot, but now it's a slightly different design, and instead of it being Brr Brr Patapim, it's Tralalelo Tralala, or Kaunini Guzini, or I don't even know at this point. And it even has a goofier name every single time. They figured out how to sell the same content over and over again, just by slapping a timer on it and calling it special. What's wild is how this completely destroyed what events even meant in gaming. Events used to mean new content, new features, maybe story updates or seasonal changes. Now, an event is just when the developers decide to turn on the party lights and watch the money pour in. These games have essentially become event machines rather than actual games. The core gameplay, the farming, the brainrot collecting, that's just filler content to keep people around between the admin abuse. But here's the thing that really shows how smart these developers are. They've trained their player base to expect this cycle. Players know that after every event, numbers will drop. They know another even crazier event is coming in just a few days. But somehow, they still get hyped every single time, like it's the first time they've ever experienced this. It's honestly quite impressive
How they weaponize anticipation itself.
They've turned waiting into content. People are literally excited to be excited about something that hasn't even been announced yet. The Discord servers are buzzing with speculation about the next event, while the current one is still happening. Like, adding a new Brainrot ain't that much hype in my opinion, let's be real. And this isn't just affecting these two games anymore. Other developers are absolutely taking notes. They're seeing these 20 million player peaks and thinking, okay, maybe our next update needs more screen shaking and rainbow effects rather than actual content you can call content. The entire platform is slowly turning into this race of artificial hype creation. What makes this model so sustainable is that it's not trying to be consistently good. Traditional games need to be fun every single day to keep players engaged, but these games, they figure out that you just need to be absolutely mind-blowing for a few hours every week, and people will stick around during the quiet days just waiting for the next event. It's like they've turned their entire games into social media algorithms, but for Roblox, the events are the viral content that everyone talks about, and everything else is just there to keep you scrolling until the next big event drops. The community enables this so hard too. YouTubers make reaction videos to literally every single event, treating each one like just witnessed gaming history, even though some of them are pushing 40. Literally, comment sections are full of people acting like they just saw the most incredible thing ever. Meanwhile, the developers are sitting there counting their money, thinking this is way easier than actually making good games. What's really crazy is how they've managed to make FOMO the core gameplay loop. It's not about getting better at farming or collecting cooler brainrots, it's about not missing the next big event. They've basically turned their entire player base into event addicts who are constantly joining the game waiting for the next admin abuse. Now let's talk about how gullible the player base has become. Every event announcement gets treated like it's I don't know what.
Oh my god, guys, this is gonna be the biggest event ever. We're gonna get Spiderini Samini.
Meanwhile, it's literally just last month's event with different color lighting, and somehow everyone acts shocked and amazed every single time. The developers have essentially created a perpetual hype machine. They don't actually have to innovate or create meaningful content anymore. And I'm not just saying they ever have. They just need to schedule the next admin abuse session on a random Wednesday. Maybe change what color the giant avatar is or what they're collabing with. And watch as millions of people flood back in. Look, I'm not here to tell you these games are trash or anything. If you enjoy virtual farming or collecting tung 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 sahurs, that's totally fine. But let's at least acknowledge what's really happening here. These are event delivery systems. They happen to have games attached to them. The actual gameplay is secondary to the spectacle, and the spectacle is literally just casual chaos, admin abuse. So next time you see Grow Garden hit 20 million players for the next Mr. Beast Rainbow Sky Festival or whatever, just remember it's nothing crazy. And honestly, I've got to respect the hustle from the developers. The only big downside in the scope of the entire platform is that every other developer out there is probably taking notes right now, and probably is gonna copy Grow a Garden and Steal a Brainrot. Don't be surprised when your favorite games suddenly start having insane events every few days. I bet every single game is gonna be like that in a span of a month. Anyways, tell me in the comments what you think about all this. The entire platform has literally become all about events, and it's all about steal a Brainrot and grow a garden at this point. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. I literally never beg for subs, but subscribe right now.